let me start out and apologize again for another new intro. Wasn't happy with the last one, not happy with this one. I'm just not good at creating these intro videos. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I still think it's too long and it needs to be shortened up. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the point of why I'm doing this video. Like the title says, this is my TBR Unshelving. It was horrible, guys. It was so bad. I went there yesterday and looked, and I knew it was large. Just not this large. 514 books on my TBR. And I'm like, well, I know I have over that in books here, but I'm pretty sure that all these books here are not what's on that TBR shelf. So I got to looking at it, and there are books there that I had no idea what the book was. No ideas at all. And I was like, what is this one? Or what is this one? So I'm like, you know what? I have to get this shelf cleaned up. This is pathetic. It's ridiculous. I'm never going to read all these books because I don't even know what books they are. And I know I joined back in March of 2011, and I know then, I wasn't real active, but, I would add a book, now and then. I didn't really start getting all that active on Goodreads until about summer, mid-year 2012. I started to get really active then. Add more books. But now I really know why and how I'm adding these books is because of all of you on BookTube. Someone comes on there and says, oh, this is such a great book. You gotta read it. So I go, I'm gonna go check that out. Read the synopsis. Oh, this sounds so good. Click. Add to my TBR shelf. Yeah. That became a problem, apparently. So what I decided to do was remove those books that I do not own unless it is a book that is a part of a series that I am reading or plan to read this year or whenever. And all other books, they're going by the wayside. I don't care. If I want to add it later, I can say, oh, I'm reading this now. Or if I buy the book, I can add it. So I went ahead and used the old batch edit thing, because it makes it go quicker. And I did a batch edit on all those pages. I think there was 19 pages of TBR. Maybe 20. I don't know. 21 maybe. I don't know. I don't remember that part. But I'm not going to show you all those books that I removed because that would take forever. So I just went through there. I removed all those books. And I got my TBR from 514 down to 293. And I was like, yes, that makes me happy. And I'm never going to let my TBR get to that point again. So I'm not going to add books to my TBR unless I own the book or I go out and buy the book or it's a book that's part of a series that I'm going to be reading. That is the only books that I'm going to add. Those are my new standards. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm keeping that TBR low. Read some off, add some on, and just give and take. That's how I'm going to do it. Now, something else that I wanted to mention on here was my read shelf. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the read shelf, or the red shelf, were those books that you read. Or is it just my imagination that that's what it is? Because that's what I thought it was all this time. Once I got through my TBR, I just let my eyes stray over to the red shelf and saw that I was at 555 books. I did not read, or I did not record 555 books read on Goodreads since 2011. I didn't do it. 2011, I didn't record any books that I read. Okay. 2012, I read 54 books because I was mid-year. 2013, I read 111 books. 2014, I read 126 books. And then I've got 5 read, working on 6 for this year. And I'm like, that's not 555 books right there. So why is there that many on there? Now, I did go back and add books that, you know, I read in like 2000, 2008, 2009, you know, and just added a few of those. Of course, I didn't review them or star them, or I starred them, but I didn't review them. And I figure on the rereads, because it's a long time ago since I read the books, I can just add my review, change the date, that kind of stuff. So I went in there and looked, and there are all these books on there that I had no idea what they were. So whether it's a glitch on my Goodreads or if it just adds everything you've ever added to your TBR or what have you, it also went on my red shelf. Now, I don't know if this is normal or, like I said, if it was a glitch on my shelves. And I'm like, okay, let's just calm down. I'll just do another batch edit. I'll get all of these books off of here and it'll be normal. So I get started. Batch edit 1, page 2, and I noticed that number is not going down. It was still at 555 books. It wouldn't let me batch edit on my red shelf. So I had to go book by book and remove all those books. Now, is it just me? Or does every book you add to your TBR go on your red shelf too? Because that's not right. So I removed all those books that weren't supposed to be on my red shelf. And it's down to like 393 books somewhere in there. So I cleaned that up. And that is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give some information. I don't know if I could give any pointers about doing it because it was a horrible experience for me. It took half my day when I could have been reading. And something else I had to consider too on my TBR was my Kindle books. I'm like, oh, I want to read that series, but I don't have it. Yes, I do. It's on my Kindle because my Kindle gets ignored a lot because I like physical books. So yeah, my Kindle gets ignored and I forget what's on there. I'm like, I need to check my Kindle. Yes, I have 400 books on my Kindle, so I had to kind of go through there and, you know, I removed some of them that are on my Kindle, but that's okay. I can just add it when I read it. So that's it, guys. How big is your TBR? And is your red shelf as screwed up as mine was? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. Thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.